Welcome back to the Apartment Geek Weekly. I'm your host, Chris Robinson, and today is a topic that gets me kind of fired up. It's the very first topic that we started this program with in 2018, and I was talking to Monsi, and we've done about almost 100 videos since, and we took 2020 and 2021 off, but this was the very first topic, and it was about the relationship that you have with your residents at your apartment buildings. So what does that look like, from text messages to phone calls to the paperwork to when you go to the property physically in person and you see your residents? How do you handle interactions beyond renting the apartment to them and giving them keys to move in, etc.? So I'm bringing this up today because in November of 2023, I still see it as a recurring issue where clients of mine who own property have really bad evictions, really bad kind of drama at properties where they haven't obeyed kind of I'm going to say the rules of good business on how to handle tenant relations, and now they're really paying the price. And where I'm going with this is really from this kind of business mindset. I'm not saying we need to be cold landlords of properties, but it's friendly yet firm. That's the mode that we want to be in when we operate these buildings and we have tenants and we're interacting with them and we're not behind maybe a management company. So what does this look like? It means being friendly, but not going past the level of getting close with them, getting involved with their personal situations, their life stories, really kind of holding kind of a boundary, if you will, and keeping it business. I think this is really, really important because if you don't do that, psychologically, tenants, maybe subconsciously, they will take advantage of this one way or another. And I see it happening right now. And I've seen it happen. I mean, I can't tell you how many times over the 21 years of doing this business where the nicer and more preferential treatment that someone gets as a tenant's perspective, the worse it can be at the end when stuff gets real. They're asked to move because there's a sale. They're asked to move because there's some sort of remodel. Maybe there's a new owner that comes in and wants to raise the rents, and they have to just kind of come to reality, have a come to Jesus moment, if you will. So, and right now there's a client who's going through like a really bad eviction with a tenant that has been given kind of a charity, super, super good deal for like 30 years at a particular property. I won't go into details, but it's turning into a big legal situation. And this landlord has been so kind and thoughtful and special with them. And now at the end of the day, they're getting kind of the landlord's having to go through and pay off legal and getting really the short end of the stick of this whole situation. So psychologically, we want to keep our rents raised. We don't need to be at the market level, but we want to consistently be raising rents. We want to be friendly but firm with any kind of relations with the residents. And we want to have boundaries. We don't want to get too involved. There's so many clients that get involved with their tenants' life stories and who they're dating and if they're getting married and what their pet's name is and all this stuff. And it's like, if you do that, not only is it harder to raise their rent, but it does lead to more complications psychologically when it's time for more business matters to be discussed or changes of that property. So the very first topic back in 2018, I'm bringing it back in 23 because it's so important that we remember these basic kind of guidelines. If you want these properties to be businesses and not charities, and you really want to profit and grow things and leave things to your kids and have kind of this legacy where there's income and cash flow, etc., then you gotta be firm and know how to handle things and kind of know where to draw the line. So until next time, Chris Robinson with the Apartment Geek. Hope you're well. Hope to talk with you soon.